bad spot, this.
Hey, Balty, what's shaking? So, what's the thing for the free hat? I always forget about those because I've had that exact same thing happen where I set out to do whatever the thing is, and yeah, I don't get it. And that's annoying.
That's me petting that thing.
I mean, honestly, I end up never changing anything anyway, so it's like, why do I care about the free hat? Nobody cares. I should move that chat box, I think. Shut up, dog. Um, yeah, let's move it. What are the dailies, real quick? Uh, 20 and 10, 20. All right, let's move this thing. Put it over here.
Hi there. I assume Miss
That's
Fikes
pretty
keeping
good.
you busy?
All right. Oh, okay. Uh, yeah, I was noticing yesterday I was playing, and I'm like, how this game can still have certain things be busted after all this time. It just blows my mind. I mean, look, I'm not a developer. I don't know how to do all this, you know. But my goodness gracious, for the age of this game, the fact that they have as many like buggy things going on, I just don't get it. But what were these? 20 and 10. I don't. I'm not going to be able to play for very long. I just want to check out a couple things here. Trying to troubleshoot. Like my stream looks pretty good, but the when I go back and look at the video on demand, it always looks like grainy or something. I can't really pin it down. You know what? Let's just go to the shack, change the decor, and go do some bounties. Ash, how you doing? How's the Zelda train going? I when I played yesterday, I had a really good time, and I don't want to say that it hadn't felt like a really. Oh wait, I don't want to sell moonshine. I just want to change the decor. That it hadn't felt like a good time in a while, but maybe it hadn't. I was glad that it was fun. It's a good game. I love this game. You never know. Maybe one day I'll go on Blue Harvest or on a High Potion and get to talk about it. My favorite video game podcast. Oh, so Ash and Balti, check this out. So my bounties are bugged just like everybody else's. And I went ahead and decided that what I should do is, all right, I'll hang it up for right now until they patch it, and I'll start a new game plus. And I'll put it on Jedi Grandmaster. And I have this perk equipped that it makes the, what am I trying to say here? The enemies more difficult, which, I mean, that just makes good sense, right? Nothing can go wrong there. And yeah, my goodness gracious, is it hard. Like, that is no exaggeration whatsoever. That, yes, it is quite difficult. I mean, hogtied, bolas. Let's bust out. Let's just get the bolas ready. All right. Let's get the tonics lined up. And we're off. Okay. But yeah, oh my gosh, it's hard. And Florian, good friend of the Blue Harvest and High Potion podcast, who made this killer video from Hawes on this week's episode of Blue Harvest going on about Turgle. I'm Turgle. Anyway, he was the one who told me, he goes, there's a perk in there that its purpose is to make the enemies more difficult. If that's if that's your bag, if that's what you want to do, congratulations, you win. The hideout. What hideout is this? Oh my gosh. Up to Coulter. So, okay, on Jedi Survivor, what they've got going on is this bounty system where you go to this person and they give you the bounties. But also some of the time you can just run into them organically in the locations that they would spawn once she tells you about them. And so what people have found is the person just quits giving you bounties, but you haven't completed all of the ones that are there. And I'm looking at this list and going to the locations, and I'm thinking, I am positive that I did a bounty right here, or that I found a bounty hunter right here. Because that's what it really is. You're going to a bounty hunter, and they're telling you where to find bounty hunters that are after you. It's a whole weird thing. I'm not exactly sure what they were thinking when they were thinking it. But anyway, what happens is once they drop them, you pick up a puck. And that's like the proof that you did it. Well, I wasn't like doing the bounty missions proper whenever I was running into these guys. And so I didn't think anything of it. I thought, oh, they're just bounty hunters that are appearing like in the open world. I hadn't really done much homework on it. And then I realized later, oh, well, there was supposed to be a puck. And so the thing is, some of the ones I would find it and others I wouldn't. And so the solution is if you go back to where you fought them, it'll be there. But guess what? Yeah, not so much. And it's infuriating because, I'm a completionist at heart. And you can't finish this stupid thing. You can't 100% it because it's broken. You can't get this very last deal. And it's not the end of the world, but it's certainly annoying, especially, when you drop however much I spent on the deluxe edition of it, and all I want to do is finish this stupid achievements and all that, and I can't because of this. And they're aware of it. I mean, I've seen, geez, in searching for an answer to this, I've seen probably at least 50 posts, and yeah, Hawes is having the same problem, whole bunch of others, and so yeah, it's a bummer, you know, it really is. What's up, Ram? Cram. Boom. So, okay. So anyhow, how's everybody doing? Everybody have a good weekend? Man, when it comes to GTA, I would be a total noob. I haven't even come close to finishing the story part of it, much less ventured into GTA Online. This is the spot, right? Oh, there's everybody. Let's go ahead and do this. And this gun right here, the Evans repeater, it is not the most accurate of the repeaters, but it does hold 26 shots, and its sound is so good. It's very satisfying. Woof. There. Come on, you. Oh, I should tonic up. I really don't want to get killed by these idiots. I forgot to look at what the stupid collector dailies were again. Now this is one of those, if I'm not mistaken, the enemies will never actually stop showing up. Whoops. Did you just shoot me? Uncool, man. Whoops. Oh my gosh, this gun. You can see the reticle actually touching them, right? Fine, I'll just dead-eye it from point-blank range. Come here, you. Oof. I'm almost dead. Gotcha. 10 minutes. Look at that.
This is the dumbest thing you've ever done.
So how do you do that? And to add to that, why don't they do that in Red Dead? Because, man, you know, it's not that I mind necessarily. Hey, what's going on? I was just talking about you, telling about how you told me, you know, there's a perk in there that's making this harder. I haven't ventured back in yet to see if I'm gonna stay at it or not. I was pretty quickly regretting agreeing, or, you know, mentally deciding that I was gonna do that on Jedi Grandmaster not long after I started. You know, I mean, it was just sort of in the tutorial enemies. That sucked. Oh, you can see them all in GTA Online. Come here, horsey. I don't know. I dig Rockstar games. I like the mechanics of the gameplay and all. Gotcha. Right in the face. Where's this guy? This stupid gun. Oh my gosh, are you serious? There. Maybe they'll stop coming for a second. You know, my thing is with the exception of like a couple of big major titles, I don't chase that down very much. I don't know what's going on in the video game world. I'll tell you what I am looking forward to. I've heard so much stuff about Starfield. I've heard that it's. I definitely want to check that out. Did you see the Outlaws trailer that dropped today? The Star Wars Outlaws, I guess is really all it's called. Man, I mean, what? I figured it would be good, but man, it looks amazing, and it's supposed to be completely, well, their definition of open world might be different than mine, but, you know, open world, really cool character. I like that it's a woman. I liked it. She's got that really cool little pet that follows her around. And obviously, if you've got this like main character, there's not going to be like an online multiplayer thing. If everybody would have to be the same person, but maybe that's something they'll add. But wow, it looks good. The music, of course, you know, it's a trailer, so I don't know if that's really going to be the gameplay. But I mean, geez, it's pretty exciting stuff. Yeah, that's a weird and perk. I feel like I need to be putting that in air quotes. Hey, we designed this thing to fill up one of your perk slots that's making everything more difficult. But, you know, I think that I want to... Oh, yeah, I totally agree, Florian. I totally agree. I think that I want to try Jedi Survivor like this just to force me to, like I was telling you earlier, just have more finesse instead of just being like a blunt instrument. People kept telling me when I was doing the thing like fighting the two Ogdo Bogdo guys and the two Rancors, it's like, you know, maybe what did my buddy Trey tell me? Maybe a little more Obi-Wan and a little less Anakin, something like that. It's like, yeah, you might be onto something. And so, you know, honestly, with this, it just forces you to do it. You know, one of the things that I didn't do a good job of was, like, really taking advantage of the skill sets that you learn with the, whatever they call them, the experience point things. The skill points. You know, I mean, I would claim them and then just keep wailing away with the lightsaber, and well, let's see, might as well clean this gun while we got a minute. So with it being that hard, man, you really have to pace yourself and think through the moves and all of that, and jeez. Here, let me move this chat box down so it's not covering that up. There. All right, let's just turn this guy in. I love how there's 4 different physical models for the bounties, but they just all have different names. Oh, really? Okay. That's cool. So what are like the new skill tree things like? in the New Game Plus. I only got as far as just past the Ninth Sister when I called it a night last night. I'm just curious as to like, what did they add? Anything super cool? Player bounty. So, I was playing the other day. Saint Denis. One of my favorite places. Some butthole. No. Well, that was one day. I didn't stream this. I was in Rhodes. And, these dudes were just clowning, and I'm like, whatever, I get it, have fun, and just rode by. They didn't bother me. I go to the fence, buy some dynamite. Some rando shoots me, and I end up killing him. And I was pretty tempted to just like start spawn killing him, but I'm like, no, I'll just see if he bothers me anymore. So I roll through town, and these guys who'd been down there like being dumb decided, well, okay, now we're gonna shoot this dude. They killed me. Kill me dead. How dare you, I said to myself. So here I come back, and I knew they were low level because when they shot me, he shot me over and over and over again before it killed me, and I was so like dumbfounded, what's going on, that I couldn't have the wherewithal to get my gun out and shoot him. And look out. And so by the time I respawned and came back, like, I killed the one guy, and then he went and hid in the I guess the general store. That's what it's called there. Oh, on Jedi Fallen Order? Is that what you're talking about, Balti? Oof, I just ran over a deer. Wow. What game are you talking about? Look out. Oh. You know, I got Far Cry 5 physical, and I really dug it. Now, admittedly, much like if anybody remembers Cruiser and me talking about it, is that there's some elements of that are... We've definitely met people like that. Like, for sure met people like that. Maybe not quite that extreme, but I mean, it's essentially set in the area in which we live. You know, more or less. Yeesh. Just from like the mentality sake of people, but it is really cool. There's some excellent visual parts in there, like with the 3 different cult leaders and all of that, and very dark. There's a lot of fun stuff in it. Some of it can get a little grindy and a little maddening, but now I didn't play 6. Did you play it? No, I didn't finish it. I don't know why. There's something happened, and I ended up just stalling on it and never went back. And I mean, I was in deep on it. Wait, maybe I did. You know what? Yes, I did finish the story on it. What I didn't do was, like, finish out all the side stuff. I'm pretty sure. Man, now I can't remember. Turn that... Wait. Oh, for Pete's sake, you stupid wolves. I don't have time for this. Alright, let's see what we got going on here. Neither one of them are them. No, this guy, I need to get off of there. Gotcha. Okay. Let's go tie that guy up. Hog tie. Let's hog tie this guy right here. Rope. So have you ever done the thing by accident that where you accidentally stop it? One of those guys is getting away way up there. Oh, 2 of them already did. That's fine. I don't care. Jeez, these guys. Anyway, what was I saying? I started in about something. What was it? It was about this game. Oh, where you accidentally switch from your good lasso to the crappy lasso. Oh, for crying out loud. Stop it. You're embarrassing me in front of my friends. There, see? That's what happens. Anyway, you accidentally at some point get your other lasso out. And what happens is, if it's the last lasso you've had active, and why they won't let you get rid of it once you get the good lasso is just maddening. But anyhow, you can't get it unless you're back on your horse. It won't let you, like, the other lasso is not on your person. And, oh my gosh. You almost killed your buddies. Get out from behind that tree. How dare you? Looked like he had the Arthur Morgan hat on. Oh, my bounty wagon actually showed up. Oh my gosh, it's a Christmas miracle, and it's not even Christmas. Pick the guy up. Oh my gosh, my horse just ran over, or my horse ran the wagon over that guy. Good job, horse. I know it can always count on you.
How the hell did this happen to me?
The secret ending of 5? Sorry, I got totally sidetracked because I was too busy taking all those bullets to the face. Maybe I need to dig that game back out. That's one of those where I bought it, like the physical edition at Target when it was on super clearance or something. Yeah, once in Red Dead, once you get the reinforced lasso, you should be able to can the old lasso, the regular lasso. There's no need to keep it. And it's not something that you're allowed to like leave in the weapons locker back at the old camp, which I never use that anyway. I mean, and you can have every gun you have at your disposal. And the only reason it's good to do that, like on your horse, I guess, is that if like you're in it with like some other players, and they won't give you a break, and you guys are all just fighting it out. If you can get to your horse, you can get like a different repeater, and not have to clean your other one in an effort to like improve the accuracy. But anyway, yeah, you can't get rid of that regular lasso. And why would you want it? There's no need to have it. Whoops. Oh man, I'm trying to read the chat and I'm almost crashed my bounty wagon. Hold on. Oh yeah. The accuracy of this game, like the animal sounds, and I am not a hunter by any stretch of the imagination. But I have a lot of friends who are, and I mean, I used to work in like a little grocery store that had a butcher counter in the back, and I, deer hunting is huge in this area of the country. I mean, to the point where in a lot of towns, like in the town my wife grew up in, on the opening day of deer season, they canceled school because none of the boys would show up. I mean, that's just how ingrained it is. But, you know, all of that stuff, I've spent a ton of time in the woods, a ton of time fishing, stuff like that, and the accuracy of that. And I don't know. What I like seeing is when, like, have you ever seen the picture of the town that this whole area right here in Strawberry is actually based off of? I mean, it's got the whole paddle wheel, the mill thing and all that. I'll just go ahead and turn it in.
Well. Is this for me?
So, Balti, I don't know if you caught it. So on Jedi Survivor, the guy who ends up essentially being the actual big bad in it at the end, it's the guy who did Charles' voice in Red Dead. And it's just kind of bums me out that old Space Charles turned out to be such a turd when the Charles on Red Dead was like one of the best characters there ever was. And you're just so glad that things ended up going the way they did for him. Oh, I think I hear Mrs. Mouserat coming down the stairs. I may have to mute it here for a second. Come on, horsey. Let's see if we can knock a couple more of these out. All right. 1 second, everybody. She told me just now that the fact that I hang out down here and play video games all the time instead of spending time with my family really, it's like really does it for her. She's like, man, you're just the man of my dreams. So manly and not at all a giant, nearly 50-year-old child. I'm like, I appreciate you saying that. Man, that's sweet. Really, really bless my soul. Oh, man. Hamish is a great character in this game. Oh. I tried so many times with that final, like, mission with him of going back to the save and hoping beyond hope that there was some way to circumvent what happens. To the best of my knowledge, there is none. He's really cool. I also wish that I would have waited until listen, this is Red Dead Redemption 2 we're talking about. This game's been out forever, so full spoilers here, that I would have waited until I was John Marston to do that final mission with him so that I could have had his horse still, you know, Buell. That would have been a cool thing to have him. See? Exactly.
Hello.
That is exactly how I think about it, too. What woman wouldn't want that? But, you know, in all honesty, the amount of crap that she puts up with from the likes of me and the things I like doing, she is a saint. I am not worthy. She is just the absolute best. Let's go get some lost jewelry here. Come on, guy. Get your stupid stagecoach out of here. I got stuff to do. But we got married. First things first, at my job, I instantly take on like a way. Oh, first of all, we're dating, and I had this really good, really high paying job and end up getting let go. And so she was like, huh, well, I see. And then at my job that I have now, I ended up taking on, like, getting this position where the work demand was crazy high. So suddenly I'm working all the time. And then Disney buys Lucasfilm. And the insanity begins. And the next thing you know, I've bought Stormtrooper armor and want to go to Star Wars Celebration and all this stuff. And I'm positive that at some point she had to be thinking, huh, yeah. And I mean, how do you blame her? You can't blame her. That's just, come on. Where is that spot? It's right there. Right there it is. Well, he can be, but the thing with Arthur Morgan is like, I don't have it in me to play him any other way besides becoming like the salt of the earth, repentant for what he's done, and just wants to help the people around him do the right thing and make the decisions that he wishes he had made or could have made. That's how I like playing him. I think I'm going to start another full playthrough and stream the whole thing. I mean, it is like, it's just a masterpiece. It just is. I don't know any other way to put it, and I know that that might sound dramatic, but it is. It's a freaking masterpiece. And yeah, now here's my question. That guy Strauss, okay, let's look at this real quick. For anybody who has played this game, maybe you can give me some insight. This gang doesn't have 2 nickels to rub together. But this guy Strauss is carrying enough money on him all the time to be a loan shark. And they pick up and move camp across what, appears to be a couple of state lines. And he has customers lined up for his loan sharky ways in no time flat. How does that work? How does he... How? I don't know. I just don't know. But he does. And if he had all this money, why was the gang at such odds? Why weren't they surviving better? Why did they need Arthur to constantly bring supplies when there was a whole grip of them that never left camp? I don't know. But I just found that curious, and I didn't know if they ever explained that at all. I mean, I figured probably not, but... Okay, if I were lost jewelry, would I be by the crapper? By the wood pile? Over here by the storage bin, probably full of potatoes. Oh my gosh, poor Arthur. I mean, seriously. Hey, Arthur. Sorry you got waylaid by the guys whenever we went to go have the meeting with them, and you were our lookout up on high, and they shot you. That's a good observation there. Yeah, and I, looking back, like, I feel like I probably should have been suspicious of him. But, maybe it's my foolish desire to always believe the best in people. And I tell you what did it. It was as soon as he mentioned his kid. Because I'm like, man, I get it. I feel you. I totally understand. That would be a thing for me too. Like with my children, and what would I be willing to do? I don't think I'd be willing to like hang every person I ever encountered out to dry. I think that might be a bit of a line for me that I couldn't get behind, but I think that thing's like right there. But yeah, I probably should have. He did smile a lot, that guy. It's weird. So like as I'm going back replaying this, and I know obviously what the deal is, I was really overthinking every single interaction that I was having with him yesterday whenever I was playing the very beginnings of that game. I always wondered how in Red Dead how the rest of those guys lived with themselves, It's like you said, Arthur, he gets up that scene where he wakes up in the basement chained up and he's almost dead and you have to cauterize your wound and all that. And then crawl out of there. And as soon as you get home, like if you don't go ahead and look for all of your possessions, your guns and whatnot, the story is that the gang went and got them for you. But within seconds, they're like, Arthur, you haven't contributed to the money box in a while. Arthur, we sure could use something to eat. It's like, geez, give the poor guy a break. What about the cook, whatever his name was, who ends up running the store in Rhodes afterwards? What about him? Why couldn't he get out there and do something? I'll tell you what really bummed me out in that game. I mean, there's several things. Obviously, I guess I should get out in front of that. But what's his name? Oh my gosh, how can I not think of his name? It's been too long since I played it, I guess. The old guy who was like the brains of the operation. Lenny. Gosh, come on, Eric. He takes you bear hunting. What's his name? Hosea. Yes, thank you. I loved him. And seeing him get it, oh, I hated that. I hated the way it went down. He deserved better. And that was tough. And have you ever seen the video? So here's what's wild about that game, okay? Obviously, you could just easily say, okay, at the end of this scene, these characters are here, and at the beginning of this scene, they're over here. So in the section where they take off in the wagon to head toward Saint Denis for like their final heist, when they go do that, somebody had done the thing with the game where you can essentially move the camera anywhere you want. You can move it. And the wagon that Hosea is in, they're like, don't draw any attention to yourself. Just take it easy, blah, blah, blah. It actually drives the entire way to Saint Denis. I mean, you don't watch them. You don't watch the guy do it, but yeah, they... It drives all the way to Saint Denis, and like a bat out of hell. It's wild watching it. But yeah, I thought that was a really neat little, I don't know, neat little tidbit that the game went into that level of detail, like with all the stuff going on behind the scenes. Or something as simple as, if you're familiar with the McFarland Ranch, or not McFarland Ranch, the Emerald Ranch, right? In there, where's this thing? Oh, it's like up here. In there at Emerald Ranch, somebody tells you about this house, right? The farmer's house or the rancher's house. And that something had gone on with his daughter. And like she basically lives upstairs. Oh God, screw Micah, that guy. Whoops. But she lives upstairs, never leaves the house. Occasionally you'll see her looking out the window. Well, if you're out there, sometimes, sure enough, you can see her up in the upstairs looking out the window. And yeah, there she is. So I think it may have been the same guy. He does the thing where he goes and moves the camera in the game to where you're in the house, which the house is not a house you can get into. So it's essentially just like this featureless box. When you're in there, though, there are actual rooms. There's just nothing in them where you can't see. But he goes to the upstairs where she is, and when she's not in the window, she's in there, just sitting there. She's in there sitting on the ground, or on the floor, I guess is what they call it when it's in a domicile. The ground. Yeah, there she was. And I don't know, I just think that's wild. That's what they do with that stuff. Of course, I mean, heck, for all I know, that's the easy way to do it. Maybe it's way easier to... it's like right here somewhere. Maybe it's way easier to just have them exist all the time. I don't know. But I just think that's neat. Oh, yeah. That's one of the things that's nice, too, man. Is, boy, if anything ever happens to the sheriff or something, he'll be fine the next time you come around. That's Sheriff in Rhodes. I really like that, the storyline of that, and how, like, just the layers deep of corruption and all of that. Come on, horse. I love how your horse can just get into that freezing cold water up here. I mean, it's what, outside right now? Come on. 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is really late for you. What are you, 7 hours ahead? 6 hours ahead of me right now? So it is 9 p.m. my time. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, Florian. That's awesome. I really do appreciate it. So if you guys don't know Florian, he sends in some of the most epic voicemails to the Blue Harvest podcast. It is seriously some of the best content ever. Oh, there we go. And oh my gosh, I just got to mention again his whole Turgle video. Oh, it made me so happy. So happy. Easy. All right. Now, you know, the mechanic of this, you're riding your horse through this snow, and like, even if you have to walk through it, the way that they get this right. I mean, I realize I'm holding a controller in my hand. I'm not really riding a horse through the snow. But there's something about it that feels so spot on. I don't know. They nailed it. They freaking nailed it. I just hats off to them. See you, my friend. See you. Have a good one. Oh, I wish I didn't have to work tomorrow. Yeah, I was planning on taking tomorrow off since I had to go in on my day off, the beginning of my weekend. And yeah, that's not meant to be because everything that I did on that day was a waste and everything fell apart. So, congratulations to me on that. High fives all around. High fives all around. But yeah. Let's see. I got these stupid Taylor Swift emotes that I need to get uploaded to Twitch. Oh, my stomach is explaining to me where I went wrong. We got this, if you guys are familiar with puffed corn. Like, the whole idea is it's sort of like popcorn. But it's, just air puffed, and you can buy it, like, with butter. I'm putting air quotes around butter. And stuff like that. And, okay, hold on. Anyway, we got, oh yeah, pork rinds, man. Oh, those are so good. Well, this puffed corn, my wife picked up a bag of this brand, and it's the Flamin' Hot puffed corn. So it's like your Flaming Hot Cheetos or something like that. And my goodness, they're quite delightful. I gotta tell you, I love them. But yeesh, they set your face on fire. They really do. And I was slugging some down earlier. Oh, I didn't mention this. My son and I played this game today. I picked it up on a whim because it was on sale in the Microsoft store. It's Lego Brawls. Brawls. And man, so what you do is you like can unlock these minifigures and stuff, and like associated with certain properties and that sort of thing, and you fight. You can do 8-player on one screen, like couch co-op fighting. If you have 8 controllers to hook to your Xbox, you can, which I don't even know if the Xbox will do that, but that's what it says, 8 of them. But you've got, let's see, what else? It does online matchmaking. So there's all these crazy, oh yeah, I've definitely seen those too. Sorry, I keep getting sidetracked. But online matchmaking, so you can fight each other, and it can get pretty sweaty, honestly. Like, there are people you can tell on the leaderboards who have been playing this game nonstop since it launched. It's like wild, and like with the seriousness as they take it. But what's cool is there's no in-game chat. Your identity is completely hidden the entire time, and it's really cool. We played it tonight, and if I had had more time to experiment with it before we got into it, I probably would have streamed some of it. But we're on different consoles, so it's not like I wouldn't be able to, nobody would be able to see him. Which would, part of the fun's getting to hang out with my dude together when we stream. But I'll tell you, disappointment in a bag. I kept it for the longest time. I got a bag of, let's see, what was I going to do? I got a bag of Lay's potato chips out of the vending machine at work. This is back in probably 1998. And it was all puffed out, and then I watched it float down as the little machine spoink and spit it out. And there was one chip inside of it. You could hear it, plain as day, and it was puffed full of air. And yeah, I kept it for a real long time, thinking I'll send this to Lay's or write them a letter or something, and they'll send me a whole thing back of them. They didn't. They didn't do anything of the sort. So here's something wild. I took a bag of potato chips on a plane one time, not opened, and when I was on the plane, they puffed out like real hard, which I figured it would be the other way because the pressurization in the cabin. But unless that pressurization of the cabin was like pushing on it so uniformly that it made it like seem solid, it was pretty neat. And that's our potato chip talk. God, potato chips sound good right now. I need help. All right. There are a few other things I could do here in these dailies. Burdock roots. This is all boring stuff. Nobody wants to watch this. And honestly, I'm not really in the mood to go chase any of this crap down. But depending on how things go, maybe I'll get back on again later tonight. What is it? It's like 9 o'clock right now. Maybe I'll get back on later tonight and play a little Jedi Survivor on a Jedi Grandmaster and just get my butt handed to me over and over and over again, because that is exactly what was happening. But guys, thanks for hanging out. I'm sorry this wasn't a longer one. It was still fun though. I hope you guys had a good time. I always appreciate everybody hanging out here. You're the best. And yeah, I'm gonna split. Have a good night, and if I'm not back on, maybe I'll catch you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for being awesome.